Hi, folks. Welcome to the 31st presentation hosted by AlmonTravel, CARP, and tonight, Jamaica Tourism Board, held every Tuesday at 6:30 Atlantic time into late June and then to resume in early October while we enjoy our maritime summer. Check the CARP travel website for updates and for recordings and for upcoming presentations to sign up. And as in the past, this presentation is being recorded and will be on the CARP travel website shortly after. So a bit about us, as I do at every presentation. We've been in business since 2003, which is 18 years, just about to the exact day now. And we, as most travel agencies, have focuses on our specialties, one of them which is destination weddings. To this point, we have 130 destination weddings from across Canada in the Caribbean area. And how this translates to this demographic is that we are very able to put together a group travel. So group travel is very different than FITs. So it's good to have some experience in that area, and we have lots of that. We focus on Caribbean area vacations, certainly adult only and family friendly, because we've been down in the Caribbean a lot for destination weddings. It's again something that we have a lot of familiarity with. It's very important for us to visit resorts when we're down in that area. In fact, we've been to Jamaica probably 5 times and have visited a number of the resorts there, as we do with all areas that we visit. River cruising, that's one of our particular specialties. We've done 10 itineraries around the world, 2 in Vietnam, the Red River and the Mekong, 1 in China, the Yangtze, 1 in Egypt, the Nile. We've done 1 in the Mississippi, in the United States on a paddle wheeler, which was kind of a neat experience. And we've done several in Europe as well, southern France and Portugal. So can certainly help you based on our experience there. Ocean cruises, most popular itineraries we've tried to experience. We've done Hawaii, we've done the Mediterranean, the 3 Caribbean itineraries, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Alaska. And of course, our experience there will be able to help you in booking that kind of trip. Florida trips, extended family vacations at the theme parks, very large theme parks need to be well planned out. We have lots of experience with that. Coach tours, from local bubble tours like Newfoundland and Labrador trip that we did a presentation on back a few weeks ago, to virtually anywhere around the world. We have contacts with many of the tour companies to do that. Travel conditions here in Nova Scotia unchanged from last week. We are experiencing community spread, although it has plateaued to a certain extent. Unfortunately, of course, that kind of situation that we're in makes us very wary. I mean, obviously, to even think about traveling outside of the Halifax area, for example, let alone throughout Nova Scotia or anywhere through Canada or around the world. So we're having a problem that is being settled. Vaccinations are happening at a very quick pace now, and expected that all of Nova Scotia should be vaccinated by the end of September. I do want to suggest, though, that you don't want to wait necessarily till that time before considering your next vacation. The rest of North America is opening up like crazy, and a lot of the popular travel times are being booked quite solidly. And if you leave it to the last minute, it will be a problem for you. We also focus on solo travel and women-only travel. And if that fits your description, please feel free to get in touch with me. I certainly can talk with you about that. Very important also, folks, to be spreading the message that these travel presentations are on. The more we have on board, of course, the better we're able, to satisfy and keep our presenters happy. So. My connection with CARP is based on a charitable organization that I joined or was part of as part of their board back a couple of years ago, probably about 4 years ago now. And Bill Van Gorder, who is my CARP contact, I served on a board with him. And we raised over $400,000 for local Halifax charities, all of which went to the charity, none of which was overhead. So it was all purely volunteer. As a result of my meetings with Bill, he used our services to book a couple of trips and was very happy with our services and asked if we would become the travel agency of choice for CARP. So Bill is the COO and Chief Policy Officer for CARP National, as well as the founding chair for CARP Nova Scotia. And we have a very good relationship. So right now, then, I would like to introduce Louise Paquette, Jamaica Tourism Board for Eastern Canada, who will be revealing this hot tourism area in Jamaica. Names very familiar like Montego Bay, Negril, White House, Ocho Rios, Runaway Bay, and Montego Bay. Together with Louise, we'll be doing a general presentation on the Dominican Republic. We also have with us Orelbys Vigoa, who is the Business Development Manager for Eastern Canada for AM Resorts, and also Loraine Antonio, who is the sales rep from Blue Diamond Resorts, as well as being the Business Development Manager of hotels and resorts with Sunwing Travel Group. So Louise, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Danny, to have this chance to be with you on this very special day for you. So I'm taking this opportunity on behalf of all of us to wish you a happy birthday. So thank you for making it Jamaica. So as we start, and I guess we'll just, as we are starting this, we'll give everyone a chance if they want to take a screen picture of your coordinates so that they can call you when they are ready to travel. So I'm going to start because unfortunately we are still in the midst of this pandemic, although we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So for anyone traveling at this time, highly recommend that you go to our website, which is visitjamaica.com. There you will have the latest information regarding the requirements to travel to Jamaica. So we have the program Jamaica Cares, which groups all of the different steps before you leave, where you need a travel authorization form. At present, you also need to show a negative COVID test, what you need to do while you're on island, and what is required for your return home. And the fourth category that you will find there are the various steps that the government requests all of the hotels and the excursions in order to welcome guests. So when you're ready to travel, I think the best thing is, you know, get in touch with Danny. He does keep up to date in all of the information. So if you're going to Jamaica, your point of arrival will be Sangster International Airport, very modern airport in Montego Bay. All of our leisure travel lands there. So whether it be Transat, Air Canada Vacations, Sunwing, and WestJet Vacations, this is where they'll be landing. What I do want to let you know is that this summer they're going to be renovating the whole departure section just to be ready for next winter to welcome their guests. So they're adding boutiques, they're adding restaurants, so everything will be in place for you. And if you want to make it the perfect vacation, why not take advantage of the services that are provided by VIP Attractions? They are the company that manages Club Bay. Club Bay is the equivalent, if you want, of a Maple Leaf Lounge here in Canada. So for $30 US, you have access to a full bar, unlimited. You also have a buffet, although right at this time it is sort of a service at the table, and just a very comfortable lounging area while you're waiting for your flight. Ideal way to end your trip. I would say that at this time, while the protocols are still in place, because of the sanitary measures imposed by the government, they've had to cut their capacity by more than 50%. So make sure you do reserve it ahead of time. You can go on vipattractions.com or simply ask Danny to make the arrangements for you. They also have a meet and greet service, which means that a hostess will be meeting you as soon as you disembark the aircraft, and you have a rapid line for immigration and customs, which means you can start your vacation that much earlier. So why choose Jamaica rather than any other Caribbean destination? First of all, its location. It is right in the Caribbean Ocean. There's certainly so many advantages to that. The first one being that it's a very warm ocean, so the water is warm. It's a very calm ocean also. So if you're traveling with young children, there are really no issues. And this Caribbean Ocean is sort of a natural barrier against hurricanes. Jamaicans will tell you that the island is blessed. On average, it's once every 35 years that the island is hit directly by a hurricane. It usually will deviate. They'll have a tropical, major tropical storm, but nothing major, no damages. So great reason to travel to Jamaica. The second reason is the beauty of the island. Jamaica is really renowned to be a beautiful island. Jamaica, in the language of the Taínos, actually means land of wood and water. There are over 120 rivers on the island, and the quality of the water is excellent. So basically is that you can drink the water from any tap anywhere on the island, and it is really safe to drink. Totally at the east end of the island, you've got two mountain ranges. So the Blue Mountain, which probably you're familiar with the coffee. It's one of the best coffee in the world. It's one of the most expensive coffee in the world. So one of the things to buy when you are on the island. And if you're buying coffee, here's one word of advice. Make sure there's an expiry date on the bag. Make sure that it mentions Blue Mountain coffee, because there are different grades of coffee. So you could have on the back saying Jamaican coffee, which will be a blend of High Mountain and Blue Mountain. The Blue Mountain is really the coffee that comes from the peak at more than 2,000 meters of altitudes where it's cultivated. So beautiful mountain chains, you've got plains, you've got the rivers, valleys, there's even a small desert, more than 3,000 flower bushes on the island. There's a smell to it. And of course, if you're a bird lover, there are more than 250 different types of bird that you will find on the island. The picture that you do have here on the screen is the national bird, which is a very small hummingbird called the doctor's bird. It has a very rich history also. As I mentioned, the Taínos Indians that used to live on the island, estimated population more than 100,000, that live in the very structured villages throughout the islands. When Christopher Columbus first arrived on the island in 1494, of course, he was searching for a passage to India, didn't find it. But unfortunately for Jamaica, or maybe fortunately, there's no gold, there's no silver, no interest for the Spanish. The only thing that was good was the fact that there was drinking water. So basically, Jamaica had no value for the Spaniards. They never really established themselves other than in Spanish Town, which you can see at the below here. So very much of a Spanish architecture. It was really the British that saw the value of the land, and they conquered the land more than 150 years later, where they started major sugarcane plantations. So Jamaica in itself produced 22% of the sugar in the world in the 1700s. Lots of great houses, which also led to massive well, I can't even say immigrations, where the slaves were brought in during that period. Lots of so emancipation happened in 1692 on the island, and eventually it became what we know today as Jamaica, very much similar system in terms of government as Canada. The motto of the island is out of many, one people, because of all of the various nationalities that have created the Jamaican people today, from Africa, Spain, England, but you also have Middle Eastern, Chinese, Indians that have combined to what Jamaica is today. Most of the activities that you will find in the Caribbean, you'll find on any of the other islands in the Caribbean. There's certain things that are very specific to Jamaica, and we'll discover them a little bit later on. There are 11 golf courses on the island. So if you're a fiend and you need to play that golf, I would highly suggest the Montego Bay area, where you do have 4 golf courses right there. The beauty about Jamaica is that you eat well, whether you're in a 3 and a 4 and a 5-star. With me today, between Blue Diamonds and AM Resorts, fabulous dining options. But even if you decide to venture outside and really get a taste for the local food, delicious. I mean, who has not heard of jerk chicken? And one of my favorite restaurants is Scotchie's, where they really cook it the traditional way. It's juicy, it's spicy, and it's served with the festival, which is the fried bread. National breakfast actually is ackee and saltfish. And saltfish is actually cod coming from Newfoundland. So Newfoundland has actually been trading with Jamaica for the past 400 years. So when you are in Newfoundland and you see screech, that's coming from Jamaica. And in terms of drinks, well, I've never had any complaint. We've mentioned the Blue Mountain Coffee, but between the Appleton and the Red Stripe, you're in heaven. In Jamaica, there are beautiful white sand beaches. You will find them throughout the island, but I think one point that is important to note is that the beaches will be 0.5 kilometer to 1 kilometer, 1.5 kilometers long. That's the reality of Jamaica, except for the region in Negril, where we do have 11 kilometers of white sand beach. One of our strongest market, of course, is the weddings and honeymoon, but you can also renew your vows. One of the reasons is that it is very easy. There's not that much paperwork involved. And Jamaicans will make sure that that special day in a couple's life is simply out of this world. We do have 6 tourist areas, although our Canadian tour operators really sell 4. They're all beautiful and unique in their own way. So Montego Bay is the advantages of the city between history, festivals, restaurants, beautiful beaches. Ocho Rios is nature, lots of soft adventure types of excursions. Negril is the beach. Kingston, the capital, is really beyond the government's capital. It's also the capital of culture, of art. South Coast is a lot of community tourism. And then Port Antonio is right at the foothills of the Blue Mountain, beautiful area. And to me, the greatest strength is the people of Jamaica. They are a warm, generous, love to laugh. There's what we say in French, une joie de vivre, that you will find. So discover them, talk with them. They just love sharing their culture. And I think we're pretty familiar with that. So it's also, I mean, Danny mentioned his specialty in cruising. What better way than to make sure that your cruise ship will stop in Jamaica? There are 3 major ports between Montego Bay, Falmouth, and Ocho Rios. But in the past few years, we do have a few ships that do stop in Port Antonio and Port Royal something a little bit different. So let's go and discover the different areas of Jamaica. So most of the hotels are really located on the north coast, so from Negril all the way to Port Antonio. The temperature is really 28 to 32 degrees year round, even in January. The rainy season, we have to basically month of May, month of October, you'll have more rain, but very rarely will you have rain all the time, monsoon type of rains. You will have a little bit more in the Ocho Rios, Port Antonio area because of the mountain. It's also a little bit cooler. There'll be a breeze, but I mean, it's 24 to 28, 29 degrees. Very tolerable. Montego Bay is in the average. Negril, much drier, also much warmer, easily 32, 33, 34 degrees. South Coast also in the average. In terms of traveling times, Montego Bay to Ocho Rios is about 90 minutes. Montego Bay to Negril, I would say about 80 minutes, depending, on the traffic to get out of town. Montego Bay to the South Coast, also 90 minutes, and Ocho Rios to Kingston. In the past, I would have told you 90 minutes, but now because of a new highway, we're talking 45 minutes. So let's discover some of these regions. So Kingston, I do mention it, although it's not really sort of, if you want, leisure type of vacation, simply because of the new highway. There are now several companies that do offer day excursions into Kingston, and it is truly worth the visit. So yes, it is the capital, but there's so much to do. Things like Devon House, which was the first, if you want, great house of Jamaica's first Black millionaire. It's an amazing architecture. They have daily site visit that you can do. But to me, what is especially special is right behind the Great House, where the kitchens and the stables used to be. There's a pastry shop, but there's a little ice cream shop, and it's not ice cream, it's the pronoun I scream, because you will moan when you take that first bite. National Geographic has named it among its top 10 ice cream shop. They have over 27 different flavors. Definitely a stop when you're in Kingston. Few steps away, then you have Bob Marley's museum. That is his last residence before his death. You also have his recording studio. You will be able to see some of the costume that he wore during his concert. So if you're a reggae fan, definitely that is a stop. If you've seen the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, then you are familiar with the town of Port Royal. It used to be Jamaica's capital under the British reign. Unfortunately, a good part of the town was destroyed following an earthquake, and then the capital moved to Kingston. But in its heydays, it was known as the wickedest city of the Caribbean, where per square foot, there used to be the greatest number of prostitutes, the greatest number of tavern, and the greatest number of exchange houses where the pirates would bring their, what they had pilferage to exchange against gold pieces. So talking about pirates, all of the great pirates of the period, and I'm talking about Calico Jack, Blackbeard, Captain Morgan, all had a house, all resided there, plus the British Marines. So you can still visit some of the ruins that are there. And you also have right between Kingston and Port Antonio, and if you remember, they are right here. So Kingston is here, and then you have Port Antonio, Jamaica's only national park. It is simply breathtaking. You've got over 15 kilometers of walking path, and of course, coffee plantations. So if you're going to do a visit, that might be one thing that you want to see. So Port Antonio, which is just a little bit east of Ocho Rios, actually it's known as the Hollywood of the Caribbean, but it was the first tourist areas. At the beginning of the 1900s, there used to be a hotel with more than 400 rooms. Can you believe for that period, people would go and spend their whole winter, rich Americans and British people. So it's an amazing area. Errol Flynn made his home is there, and all of his Hollywood friends came. The hotels in this area tend to be very small, very intimate, simply gorgeous. In this area, you'll have rafting on the Rio Grande. Rio Grande is the main river in this area, and these rafting tours are very typical of Jamaica. Jamaicans always use these rafts to bring their crops from their farm to the towns along the coastline. And Errol Flynn used to race with the captains and have a lot of fun. And legend is that he never came twice with the same young lady. So in order to seduce her, he was the one who had the seats installed on the rafts, and then you can just go down. The Jamaica Tourist Board thought the idea was just genial, and you now have that excursion available on several different rivers in Jamaica. So that is one thing that you can do. Now, Blue Lagoon probably is going to ring a bell. Of course, I'm making a reference to the movie with Brooke Shields, because actually before the movie, this used to be known as the Blue Hole. And the movie became so popular that they actually changed the name of this lagoon. It's an amazing lagoon. It is fed by 3 underground rivers. And the water from these rivers is actually coming up from the mountains. So fresh water, very cool, that does not mix with the salt water. So you've got these layers of cold, warm, cold, warm. It's a very odd sensation when you're swimming there. And the color of the water will actually change with the position of the sun. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful sight. So we come to Ocho Rios, which is an extremely popular choice with our visitors, especially for those who love being on the beach, but after a few hours, they have to move, they have to do something. There are over 30 attractions in about, 5 to 16 kilometer radius. So you don't have to spend a day traveling to do all of these activities. They'll all be soft adventure. You need to move, but you don't need to be sort of an Olympic athlete to be able to do the different things that you want to do. So the most popular, and I think that is the excursion of Jamaica, is Dunn's River Falls. You've got over 700 meters of falls that you can climb. Lots of fun. One word of advice, do not go to the falls on the day that the cruise ship is at the port, because most people will climb the falls. So stay at the hotel, work on your tan, that's the best day. What is new at the falls this year is that they built in 2019, it had opened just for the winter season, this beautiful little water park for the younger children, because I don't recommend it for children less than 7 years old. So beautiful water park. And then you're also able now to do zip line through the falls. Blue Mountain Bicycle Tours. Again, not a lot is asked of you. I did this excursion 3 years ago. I was a little bit nervous because I hadn't been on a bike in a while. And actually, you use your brakes more than you use the pedal, because they bring you to the top of the mountain and then you just wind your way there. And I have to say that every turn of the road is a postcard. It's just beautiful. You'll be there for a full day. Mystic Mountain, it's a blast. Of course, you know that Jamaica is the only Caribbean country to have had a bobsleigh team at the Calgary Olympics. So this is sort of an homage to them. You'll have a chance to do a bobsleigh ride. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast, but it's like a roller coaster, but right in the middle of a forest. It'll bring you back to the point. You can go solo or you can go double. And to get to the top of that hill, then you take the Sky Explorer, which is actually a ski lift. It's a 20-minute ride up the mountain, beautiful vistas of the Ocho Rios Bay. You can do zip lining. There's also the Anansi Web, which is sort of an obstacle course. And the Ragamuffin, this last thrill, that's a little bit above my grade. So I'm just gonna look at them and have fun. But the Anansi and the Ragamuffin are brand new. So they were just put in place at the end of 2019. It's a very popular spot, especially with the cruise ship, because they can actually spend the day there. There's a restaurant, there's a pool, and as you can see, there's also a water slide. Now, if you need a little bit more excitement, then Yaaman Adventure Park is for you. It's actually a working plantation, prospect plantation. So there are tours, you'll get on the jitney and then tour the plantation. Did you know that the allspice is from Jamaica? It's uniquely Jamaican. Did you know that it was in Jamaica that Europeans ate pineapple for the first time? So bananas, sugarcane, all of these things you will learn and discover. And of course, you can do an ATV throughout the plantation and just have a blast. I'm told that the mud is almost guaranteed, so make sure you don't wear your best clothes for that one. And you'll end the afternoon with a cooking class where you can learn how to make your own jerk chicken. And again, for the reggae lovers, why not go to 9 Miles, which is the birthplace of Bob Marley? It's about an hour right into the hills. And during the ride, you'll have a chance to learn about his life, his musical influences, the birth of reggae. And it's really interesting. I learned so much when I was there. So Montego Bay, and we say the complete resort because this is probably the area where you have the greatest number of hotel rooms of all kinds of different categories, from your 3 stars all the way to your 6 stars, all inclusive to just, you know, the room is included, what we in the lingo will say EP. All of the hotels are at the most about 30 minutes from the airport, whether you're going east or west. In terms of the shopping, the history that you will find there, just so much to offer. And one of these things, which is right near where Loraine has some of her hotels, the Royalton White Sands and the Royalton Blue Diamonds, is the Luminous Lagoon. This phenomenon exists only in 5 different places on this planet. It's a microorganism that lives in the water, so that when the water moves, it will glow in the dark. So it's an evening tour. It's a blast. You can go swimming. They say that when you go swimming, you sort of get about 10 years younger. I'm overdue for a visit. It's about 30, 40 minutes. So, and one word of advice, do not go when there's a full moon. There's just too much light to be able to see it clearly. As I mentioned before, you can find also rafting on several rivers. So one of them is Martha Brae, and the other one would be the Lethe River. There are several great houses that you can visit in the Montego Bay area. And I think the most infamous would be the Rose Hall Great House, also known as the residence of Jamaica's White Witch. So Annie Palmer was unfortunately killed by her slaves for her cruelty. And it is said that she still roams the halls of the house. I've not had a chance to see her with all the various tours that I did, but about 4 years ago, they decided to do evening tours. And there I can tell you that the ghosts are guaranteed. It's just a blast. So 4 golf courses in the Montego Bay area, as I mentioned previously. I have to say that the White Witch Golf Club was actually named one of the best golf course of the Caribbean by the magazine Golf. So excellent golfing. And they're all just a few minutes from one another. So if you're planning on a golfing trip, ideal, Montego Bay is for you. So Negril is really actually our beach destination, but Negril is 2 beaches that you will find. So Bloody Bay and Long Beach, but it gives you overall 11 kilometers of beautiful white sand beach. And you can see behind me, that's Negril Beach. That's the quality of the beach. Also, one point that's interesting about Negril is because it was developed much later than the other regions, they're not allowed to build higher than the highest of the palm trees. So overall, most of the buildings are 2-3 story high. So very intimate hotels and inns that you will find in this area. So we do have Bloody Bay right here. That's 3.5 kilometers that you can walk one end to the other. And right here is the Royalton Negril that Loraine will be talking to us about. And the second beach is 7.5 kilometers that you can actually walk from one extremity to the other. And the beauty of, as I mentioned, a lot of small hotels that you can actually stop and have a drink or grab a bite at one of the hotels. The third option, of course, is the West End, because following Long Beach, you have the village of Negril, which is a small village. And then beyond that is what we call the Cliffs. And some of our Canadian tour operators also have that option. Because you're on the west tip of the island, beautiful sunsets every evening, no matter where you are. So definitely try a sunset cruise catamaran. Rick's Cafe, although not per se an excursion, everyone who's in the grill area, it becomes a must. You have to go. It is a small cafe on the most western point of the island. It really comes alive around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There are 2 cliffs from which you can dive. So you have this one, and then you have this taller one. So you can just, grab a drink and watch people diving off the cliffs and oohs and ahs. And for a few dollars, there are professional divers right there that will do so. But the beauty of it is that as soon as the sun sets, there is a reggae band that will start. It becomes a nightclub if you want. There's the bar. There's a restaurant right there on the 2nd floor. You can easily spend a really beautiful afternoon. And for those of you who love scuba diving or snorkeling, there's an amazing marine park that has been in existence for about 40 years. I dare you to be able to drink that Appleton, that red stripe bottle while you're underwater. So if the beach is not enough of a thrill for you, then there's a Kool Runnings water park with water slides, lazy river, go-karts, everything that you want. Also new to the area is the JamWest Adventure Park, VTT on the beach out in the country. They have a scaling wall. There's a pool, water slides, a petting zoo. And yes, you're seeing it right. There's a race track. So you'll have an instructor and then just go at it, have fun. And the last region that I wanted to mention is the South Coast, one of my favorite areas. It's Jamaica at its best. It's also the orchids of Jamaica. So you'll find mango groves, orange, lime, and then fields of all kinds of different vegetables. So a lot of the products that you'll be eating at the hotels actually come from the farms that are located on the South Coast. Again, a lot of soft adventure, community tourism that I mentioned. And here are some of the things to discover in this area. So YS Falls, unlike Dunn's River Falls, you don't climb these falls. There are mega ropes that you will just jump into the water. So you're playing Tarzan and Jane. And for us ladies that don't necessarily have that upper body strength, there are two handsome gentlemen that will help you. But there's also zip lining. You can canoe on some of the rivers and just have a beautiful day in nature. Black River, which is the second longest river on the islands, will offer you some water safaris if you want. Beautiful mangrove forest, lots of bird life also in the area, but it's also an opportunity to meet some of the local residents. There are more than 300 crocodiles living in the marshes of the river. So have a blast. And almost at the end is the Joy Spence Appleton Estate Rum Experience. And Joy Spence is the only women master blender in the industry, not just in Jamaica, in the industry. Hence why they have renamed the distillery in her name. So you have a chance of seeing how rum was made 200 years ago, how it is today. And there's not that much different to the process. They have totally redone the showroom. Unfortunately, here in Canada, we only have about 2 different types of Appleton rum that is sold, but Appleton creates over a dozen, and one of them is only available at the distillery. So do I need to mention the tasting room? So you'll have a chance to taste them all and just have a wonderful afternoon. And last but not least is Pelican Bar. Go have some Appleton rum and something totally different. So you need to take a boat. It's a sandbar in the middle of the ocean. So it's about 20 minutes out. And Floyd, the owner, actually just built a shack so he could have his lunch in the shade. And it became really popular with his friends who started bringing friends, who started bringing tourists. So he's had to expand it. And right now, actually, he's making his living out of managing the Pelican Bar. So something totally different, but just a blast to be had when you are in the region. The last point that I do want to make is that Jamaican has whatever you're looking for. So hotels, small, large, all-inclusive, only your hotel room. You've got guest houses, villas, something to be maybe considering, small, intimate hotels, really up to you with all of the biggest name. 2 of them are with us today with AM Resorts and Blue Diamonds. So I'm back to you, Danny. So I guess Orelbys is, no, I believe it's Loraine that's going to be so presenting her products.
Yeah, it took me a little bit by surprise there. So I was enjoying your presentation. I thought Loraine was just going to take over. But anyway, Loraine, please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Dan. So let me share my presentation. Okay, there we go. Just a second. Oh, here. Oh, perfect. Great. So thank you, Dan, and thank you, Louise, for putting up together this amazing webinar. My name is Loraine Antonio, and I am your sales rep or business development manager for Blue Diamond Resorts for Quebec and Atlantic Canada. And today I'm going to be talking about our 5 properties that we have in Jamaica. So in Jamaica, we have 5 hotels in total. In Falmouth, we have our family resorts, Royalton White Sands and Royalton Blue Waters. These 2 hotels share services such as the lazy river, the restaurants, and the main buffet because they're located one next to each other. And the difference is that basically Royalton White Sands was the former Starfish Trelawney that we bought and renovated. And then next to it, we built the brand new, from the ground up, Royalton Blue Waters. They're both located in front of the Mason Beach. And The good thing to know about the Royalton Blue Waters Hotel that I like to say a lot is that we don't have rooms that look to the back. All of the rooms look to the front. So even if your clients did not book a ocean view room, they'll still be able to see the ocean from one of these rooms. Then in Negril, and I'm happy to share that this year, for a consecutive year in 2021, we were chosen as, our properties were chosen. We're part of the Traveler's Choice Awards by TripAdvisor. That was our Royalton Negril, our Hideaway at Royalton Negril, and our Grand Lido Negril property. So Royalton Negril, which is located in this corner right here, it is a family resort. It was built from the ground up, just like Royalton Blue Waters. And we do not have rooms looking to the back. 85% of the rooms look to the front, and the other 15% will look to the pools. Then next to the Royalton Negril, which is a family hotel, we have the adjacent adults only section, which is called Hideaway, for adults of 18 years and older. Both hotels share services. However, Hideaway clients have their own private pool, lounge for private check-in and check-out, an amazing restaurant that is on the ocean front, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they also have their own beach section, and all of this without kids. However, if the clients at Hideaway want to go have fun or experience the services and facilities at Royalton Negril, they can certainly do so. Now, on the other side of the tip of the bay, right here is our, this is a particular hotel. If you're someone that is looking to experience something different than busy all-inclusives and you like to travel light, then Grand Lido Negril is a perfect option for you. That is our oceanfront boutique hotel of 26 suites au naturel, meaning that clothing is optional at this property and is available for guests of 21 years and older. So now I'm going to be talking about the rooms at our hotel. So as I mentioned, Royalton White Sands is not a staple Royalton because it was not built from the ground up. It was a former property that we bought and renovated. So it's going to have some differences in relation to the other Royalton rooms. So the rooms at Royalton White Sands offer amazing options to accommodate families. For example, we have the family suite, which is on the top of the slide. We have the main room for the parents with a king size bed and a sliding door for privacy. And on the other side, we'll have bunk beds for the kids. Each side will have a TV, so there's no fighting about what to watch. And then they also have one door to come in and out of the room. Here we have the presidential suite, which will offer an indoor whirlpool, and it's available as a swim out and as an ocean view. And then here we have the luxury room category, which is our basic room category. Well, you have the option of booking 2 double beds or a king size bed. You will always have a sofa. It is not a sofa bed, so that's why this type of room in particular, I recommend for a couple or a small family. So continuing with the options to accommodate multi-generational families, at the Royalton Blue Waters and Royalton Negril, the 2 family hotels, Hideaway at Royalton Negril and Grand Lido Negril, which are our adults only property and were built from the ground up, they have similar layouts in the rooms. So here, we'll see the layout of a junior suite. You have an option of having a king size bed and a queen sofa bed, or a 2 queen beds, queen because of, it's just Royalton White Sands that will offer double, 2 queen beds and another queen sofa bed. So in the junior suites, you will have an indoor whirlpool. You will have 2 sinks, a rain shower. There's also a curtain to give you privacy from the bathroom to the room. There's a small desk in there. It's available as ocean view or pool view or a swim out suite as you see here. And then we also have the connecting suites where you will always connect a king size bed junior suite to another junior suite with 2 queen beds. So now moving on, by the way, I forgot to mention that on the property, we offer high-speed Wi-Fi throughout the entire property in all of our resorts, which reminds me that our safes have a USB port, so you are able to charge your electronics while you're away enjoying your day. Now, what we see here on the top of my slide, it's a family suite. This family suite is different than the one of Royalton White Sands because instead of having bunk beds, it will have a queen sofa bed for the kids. But now you can clearly see that you have a side with for the parents with a king size bed and a TV, a sliding door for privacy, and then a queen sofa bed for the kids and the TV for the kids. These rooms are available as ocean view, pool view, or swim out. Then below, you'll see what we call the presidential suites. So our presidential suites, we have two types, which is the presidential suite and the presidential suite terrace jacuzzi. In both of the room categories, you'll have a king size bed with a queen sofa bed in the main bedroom and a full bathroom with a walk-in closet and indoor whirlpool. So there's a door that will connect you to the living room area, which has the living room, a small dining room, and a full bar. So the difference between the terrace jacuzzi room and the normal presidential suite is that the terrace jacuzzi will have an indoor whirlpool. Besides having an indoor whirlpool, it will offer you an amazing terrace and an outdoor jacuzzi. So now we have the Sherman Suite, which is available at our family properties, Royalton White Sands, Royalton Blue Waters, and Royalton Negril. This room type, it's basically a huge 2-bedroom apartment where you can, and then you can add 2 adjacent junior suites that could have 2 king size bed or 2 queen beds, so you can make it a 3 or 4 bedroom as you need. This room type has a full bar, a full kitchen, and a big living room with a home theater system. There's a pool table. There's a dining room in case you want to dine in or have breakfast in your suite. Room service, which is complimentary and available 24/7 for all of our guests. We'll bring out the food and prepare them for you and set the table for you so you can enjoy. And these room types are available, they're always oceanfront. They always have the best view of the beach, and they're also available as a swim out room, as you see here. Now, let's not forget about Grande Negril, which is the perfect spot for our bold guests. In Grande Negril, we basically offer 3 different room types, which are the junior suite, that is similar to the ones that we saw before. As I mentioned, the good thing about Blue Diamond Resorts is that we try to keep the standards from destinations as we go, so clients are able to have the same experience. So at Grande Lido, you will have the junior suites. There's options of having the king size bed or the 2 queen beds, always with a queen sofa bed. We also have the presidential suites, and then we have the corner presidential suites, which will have an amazing corner view of Bloody Bay, and then you have an outdoor terrace with an amazing jacuzzi. Now, let's talk about the culinary experience you'll be able to live at our properties. When you're staying at any of our hotels, you will feel as if you were traveling around the world, because we offer many different options to satisfy all desires from our clients. For example, we have the Asian restaurants with the teppanyaki table, where we offer the live cooking show where they cook in front of you with a fire and everybody's like, whoa. Then we also have the sushi a la carte. We have Italian restaurant on property. We also serve Caribbean food. Then why not flip off your sandals and come by the hut to have some jerk chicken or some patties right in front of the beach. Just so you know, we also have the Hunter Steakhouse, which is not pictured here. That is our signature restaurant, meaning that at any Royalton resort that you visit, you will always find a Hunter Steakhouse that will serve imported certified Angus beef to all of our clients. So then over here is a picture of one of our on-site cafe. where you'll be able to taste some of the freshly brewed coffee along with pastries, sandwiches, and the best soft serve ice cream. I am known to be skipping dessert when we dine at the buffet or any of the restaurants so I can go and have some served ice cream from the cafe Scoops Lounge because I'm obsessed with it. Now, here we have the sports bar. So the sports bar is where we offer the sporting events guarantee, meaning that there is not an excuse to miss a vacation. Anytime you travel to a Royalton and there's a game going on, all you have to do is go to the sports bar and ask the barman to turn in the game that you want to watch. So at the sports bar, you're able to play pool. There's also tables because we serve food. We serve burgers, and these are certified Angus beef burgers, and we prepare the patties every day, and these are handmade. We don't offer the frozen ones. We also offer, of course, the drinks, and there's always a party every time there's a final between games. For example, the World Cup, the Olympics, the National Hockey League, or the Super Bowl, and all of the other games. So the sports bars is also known because in the evenings, clients go there for a night entertainment because you can dance, there's a dance floor. So we also offer night entertainment at the Martini Mix bar of each property. Right after the family show, clients are able to enjoy some music and drinks at the Martini Mix bar. So now, what can the kids do when they stay at our properties? We always, Royalton hotels are known for offering an on-site water park or splash park in their hotels. We also have Kids Club and Teens Club, or you can just relax and let the flow take you around our lazy river at Royalton Blue Waters, which is also shared with the Royalton White Sands. All of the non-motorized water sports like kayaking, the stand-up paddle, and the snorkeling are complimentary in our properties. We also have an on-site spa. You can take a day off and enjoy the hot and cold jacuzzis, the sauna, and the steam bath of the hydrotherapy, or you can just simply relax at the spa pool, which is very quiet and private. We also have a gym on site. The gym, we have what we call the Royalton Fit program, which is offers our clients private and complimentary training sessions with a professional. And we also have group classes like Zumba, TRX, kickboxing, yoga, and all of that. We also offer tennis courts in our properties so you can keep up with your game. And then we also have gorgeous wedding venues that will take your breath away. We offer wedding packages, and between those wedding packages, we also have the free wedding packages and many, many more, so we can accommodate all the wishes and needs of every couple. Also, for those groups of meetings and incentives, we have a convention center at our Royalton Negril property, and then we also have conference rooms for the Royalton Blue Waters and Royalton White Sands hotels. Last, I wanted to share that Royalton, Hideaway, and Grand Lido have joined the Jamaican government against their battle with their battle against COVID-19. The government has provided vaccines for the tourism workers, and we are among the properties that are supplying these vaccines to our staff, so we can ensure that all of you have the best vacations in all safety. The girl right here, her name is Stacy. She's my colleague in sales. So if you happen to go there and you see that hairstyle, that is Stacy from Sales and Reservations. You can go and say hi. She's very nice. So I just wanted to thank you all for your time and interest in Royalton, Hideaway, and Grand Lido. Again, my name is Loraine, and it was a pleasure for me to present you our properties. If you have any questions, please know that you can type them down in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thanks, Loraine. Orelbys, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Danny. Thank you, Loraine. Let's share our presentation here. Can you see it? Yes. Perfect. All right. My name is Orelbys. I am the Business Development Manager for AM Resorts. AM Resorts is an all-inclusive resort company that has these brands that you can see on the screen. Each brand is a resort chain in itself. And in Jamaica, we have 3 of these brands, being Zoetry Wellness and Spa Resorts, Secrets Resorts and Spas, and Breathless Resorts and Spas. Different ambiances. Breathless is very social, vibrant atmosphere. It is adults only, 5 stars. Secrets is 5 stars, but more of a romantic experience, a quieter experience as well, without renouncing to entertainment during the day and professional shows at night. And Zoetry Wellness and Spa Resorts is boutique, very tranquil, very quiet, and zen. We implement at all of our resorts our Clean Complete verification, which is an all-around health and hygiene and quality program that is applicable to the resort to protect you and the employees of the resort. And it goes from the arrival to the departure, and it touches many aspects of the vacation without affecting the vacation itself. These measures are certified. All of our resorts are certified by the Kingston International Standards, which is one of the industry's highest level certifications, verifying best of class in quality and safety. Today, I am going to focus on 3 beautiful resorts, Secrets and Zoetry. Secrets St. James, the Secrets Wild Orchid, and the Zoetry Montego Bay. They're all located very close to each other. Secrets St. James, which is here with blue roofs, is and the Wild Orchid with the red ones is located about 20. Both are located about 20 minutes from the Montego Bay International Airport. It's stay at 1, play at 2. When you stay at either one of the resorts, you have access, unlimited access to the other one. This is the Secrets Wild Orchid, and also the Zoetry Montego Bay, which we'll see in a few moments only. I don't want to take too much of your time, so we'll try to be brief. Not too many words, but you will see beautiful images here. The resorts are all adults only or adults oriented. They are 5 stars and 4 diamonds by the AAA. They're close to the airport, which means more beach time for you. Talking about beach, they have beautiful beaches, both Secrets St. James and Wild Orchid, in small bays, but very quiet beaches, sugar white sand, very nice entry level into the water, and some activities available at the resorts on property. What you can see here is that the rooms of the resorts are very close to the beach, and they have, and most of the rooms have outstanding ocean views. The swimming pool of the resorts of both Secrets Wild Orchid and St. James are merely a couple steps away from the beach. So wherever you are on that peninsula on Montego Bay, all of our resorts are located in Montego Bay, you are in direct contact with the Caribbean. You can feel the breeze from the ocean all the time, and even the smell of the sea. It's very close to the ocean. And as you can see, this is an infinity pool where you go down to the pool very quietly and enjoy the view from the infinity pool. You can see the towels on the lounge chairs. This is something that at AM Resorts we do. There's no clubhouse where you need to go get your towel. There are several towel stations throughout the swimming pool where you can change your towels at any time. There's no deposit or anything like that required at the resorts. One of the things that highlights AM Resorts is the accommodation. At these resorts, the accommodation is rooms, junior suites and suites that start at 550 square feet with all the comforts that you need, very close to the ocean with amazing ocean views, balconies and terraces. There's the coffee maker in the room. There's a mini bar, which is replenished every day with minimum beer, water, juices, and soft drinks. And if you are in preferred club, which is another a higher level at the resort, you get also other things in the mini bar. There's the tablet that you can see there, which is where you can find all of the activities and even look at the room service menu and order the room service from the tablet. Room service is included 24 hours a day at all of our resorts in Jamaica. And it is a very elaborated room service menu, gourmet room service menu. We also have Wi-Fi throughout the properties, unlimited high-speed Wi-Fi throughout the properties, including in the room, king bed, or 2 double beds or queen beds, depending on the resort. If you like oceanfront rooms like this one, or swim out rooms with access to the swimming pool directly from the terrace, or you like a presidential suite that has just short of 2,000 square feet and where the ocean is really, you can almost touch it from the terrace of the presidential suite, Secrets Resorts are really for you. Adults only, 5 stars, and 4 diamonds by the AAA, outstanding service, top-notch service, etc. Food and drinks, food and beverages is at the top of our mind always. And we have at all of our resorts several ways where you can access food and beverage. And one of the ways is with our cafes in resort cafes, which are available and open at extended hours, many times 24 hours a day. There's always something to eat 24 hours a day at our resorts, whether via the room service or the Coco Cafe, the Aroma Cafe that is open also at extended hours. There's always something to eat. You can find specialty coffees, gourmet sandwiches, natural juices, and so much more in our Coco Cafes. This one is the smallest one because it's at Zoetry, but the other ones are much larger. There is also the buffet restaurant that has amazing food. We put a lot of emphasis and money on food and beverage, and which caters to any food allergies or intolerances or food need, food orientation. Whether you're vegan or celiac, we manage all kinds of these foods and intolerances. And the menu is just great. We also have all of our a la carte restaurants, which we have a lot in our resorts. Compared to the number of rooms, they are unlimited without any reservations required. At all of our resorts, this is unlimited without any reservations. You can have the dinner at one of the restaurants and then have the dessert at the other restaurant if you want. Obviously, lots of bars, premium drinks, unlimited day and night. You can start early in the morning with specialty coffee and finish late at night with a digestive cocktail or drink at this Barracuda bar, for example, in open air. Another thing that I have to mention in terms of food and beverage is that we have a lot of open areas and terraces at all of our resorts, which is perfect for the new reality that we live in today. Now the spotlight on Zoetry Wellness and Spa Resort, 49 suites and junior suites, only really oceanfront, perfect to connect with nature on a serene, private beach, cleans with organic, fresh and locally grown ingredients in each meal, clear the mind with meditation and yoga, rejuvenate at the spa, set yourself to the pace of the island life and relax. And really, the island of Jamaica has a very such a relaxing pace as well, right? This is the swimming pool of the resort, very boutique, very small resort, so in contact with the ocean, as you can see on the deck, and it's really you could almost reach and touch the ocean from there. Wellness and spa, organic dinners, fresh and locally grown ingredients incorporated in each meal, outdoor soaking tubs for selected room categories, infinity pool, a scenic pier, and other on-property water elements provide a relaxing island experience. This is another example of a restaurant that is oceanfront, beachfront, so relaxing in an open terrace. Or you can opt to have a private dinner at the wine cellar. There's a small charge for that, but it's also available. And the drinks at the resorts are top-notch, premium drinks, unlimited for all of the guests. Zoetry Montego Bay's 49 suites were designed with a holistic approach in 3 main buildings: Wood and Water, Bamboo, and Blue Mountain, and now to Jamaica's ecological tapestry. And we're also certified by the Rainforest Alliance. Look at the Master Suite Ocean View King at Zoetry Montego Bay. Imagine yourself being here next month or in December. This is such a beautiful resort. Remember, 5 stars, 4 diamonds by the AAA. This is the panoramic view of the swim out suites. But let me leave you with this view of this room. Look at this. You're here in an infinity pool just outside of your terrace. You have this comfortable couch here. You can have breakfast here. Remember, 24 hours a day, we have pool and beach waiter service. And you're really almost touching the ocean from there. And here, this is a nice image to let you go today at Zoetry with a fire pit in the evening. And this is the view that you get from the Secrets St. James and Montego Bay. Thank you so much. I think that is my 10 minutes. I'll go back to Louise and Danny. Happy birthday, Danny, again.
Thank you, Orelbys. Yeah, that was wonderful. I really appreciate that. I've been to the Secrets Resorts and had a look around there back a couple of years ago and was very impressed with it. And I love the idea that no reservations are required for your restaurants. That is certainly a thorn in the side at some resorts where you have limited options for restaurants and also require reservations. So that's really nice to hear. And as far as the Blue Diamond Resorts, Loraine, absolutely beautiful explanation and views of the resorts. 2 things that stood out for me: the idea of the safe that allows you to store your electronics and yet charge them at the same time. I don't think I've ever heard of that. And I know it's always been a concern for me, locking up my laptop or some of my electronics in my luggage just to keep them safe as my business tool. So that's wonderful to hear. And the sports bar, being able to ask for specific channels, and having access to practically everything around the world, that again is something I've never heard of. So certainly wonderful things there too. I'm hoping that we won't cut out. I've warned Louise that we're experiencing thunderstorms in the area and my lights have been flickering. So I hope we'll maintain. But I have a couple of comments, well, more than a couple on Louise's presentation here too. As I said, we've been to Jamaica at least 5 times. And the Club Mo Bay option is wonderful. We've experienced that a couple of times, particularly valuable when you're leaving the island. And I just got a notice on my computer during the presentation where it says stop sell Mo Bay, making it so important that if people are interested in the Mo Bay services, that they book those ahead of time and don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah, definitely.
So Blue Mountain Coffee and Appleton Estate, definitely those are, they just represent Jamaica, and both are superb products. So Negril, one of the finest beaches in the world as far as I'm concerned. I've been there probably 4 times, and I don't think any of the times that I've been there that I've experienced waves any higher than about 6 inches. So perfect swimming weather, all the time, and sand and my heavens, just you can walk forever.
I know the quality of the beach is amazing.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Let's see, Ocho Rios. I've not done the walk up Dunn's River. Unfortunately,
you must be the only one who has not done it.
The problem at the time was I was awaiting a knee replacement, so I figured it would be better for me to walk the path and take pictures. So, but I envied the group that I was with taking that, and certainly the next time we get down there, I'm going to definitely try it. And of course, you know, the number of excursions that you showed that were different means I definitely have to get down and check those out as well. Mystic Mountain, enjoyable half day or a full day, you know, whatever. We've been there and experienced that too, and it was a lot of fun. Rick's Cafe and sunsets and catamaran trips, absolutely fabulous. I don't think that I have experienced sunsets as spectacular as on that coast. Just absolutely, you're looking out to the ocean. They have, you know, massive clouds sort of at the bottom, and the sun is setting down into that with the rays streaming out. Absolutely magnificent. So definitely worth that by itself. Make sure you get onto that side of the island to experience that. So
yep.
So I want to thank Louise in particular for hosting this presentation. It's been wonderful, brought back a lot of wonderful memories for me. And also Orelbys and Loraine for taking time to talk about the different resorts that are available here. Just a small portion of all of the resorts that are available, as Louise has mentioned. There's so many different things, but magnificent resorts that you folks have been talking about here this evening. I want to take a moment just to talk about upcoming next week, May the 25th. Tune in at 6:30 Atlantic Daylight Time with a presentation from Oceania Cruise Lines, who are going to be talking about a premium ocean experience featuring an Eastern Mediterranean itinerary from Venice to Istanbul. That's kind of exotic. And that'll also be followed by information on a Baltic cruise with a light touch on a grand voyage to the Amazon from Florida. So that's something to look forward to. So Louise, I'm not sure if you have any closing comments.
I would say soon come. We're waiting and ready for you. So when you're ready to book, call Danny. Do you want me? I'll put up your coordinates one last time.
Sure. Thank you. We're just about finished.
Yep.
Again, folks, Orelbys and Loraine and Louise, thank you very much for a wonderful presentation on a much sought after winter vacation destination in the Caribbean, Jamaica. Thank you again, folks.
Gonna leave you with this. Get you in the mood, ready to go. Good evening, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.